Hello, I'm Stephen Leahy, and I'm happy to join Kiln as VP of Sales for the Americas. I started my career a long time ago in asset management, doing FX derivatives work for a few of the large institutional buy-side firms based in Boston, where I'm from. I got into startups after a few years working for these institutions, always having been in the FX space, did a number of different types of companies. Sometimes they were projects and companies that I started myself. Sometimes I was joining on early to a firm. I ended up spending about 15 years building products and services and companies in the FX and CFD space, and eventually helping build a few firms that are doing trillions of dollars a month in volume at this point in time. I caught the crypto bug at the end of 2016, early 2017, and really for me it was less about tokens that move up and down speculatively, more about using distributed ledgers as a means to update the global financial system. I spent a number of years working on some of the early projects in the Cosmos ecosystem, making some layer 1 blockchains, and I was fortunate to join Circle, the purveyor of USDC, in January of 2021. Spent about 3.5 years there helping USDC grow and Circle grow. My focus there was on capital markets clients and use cases for stablecoins within the capital markets world. And I've recently joined Kiln here. As I mentioned earlier on, I believe that the future of finance will be based on decentralized ledgers, and Kiln provides some of the critical support layers as part of that architecture and part of what I believe the future of finance to be. Very excited to be here. So I'm here at Kiln with a focus on the U.S. market, and my goal is to lead expansion into the U.S. for Kiln. In the U.S., we've got some of the largest global financial players, asset managers, custodians in the world. And so it's critical that Kiln gets a beachhead there and starts to expand as well. In the U.S., we currently seem to lag some of the other G7 countries as far as regulation and legislation, though it's coming. And as I sit here and speak to you in June of 2024, there are a number of bills pending in front of U.S. Congress that, if passed, will may have a significant change on the competitive structure of the digital asset industry in the U.S. As Kiln looks to expand in the U.S., we'll need to add a few different roles in there. Importantly, our sales developers, whether that is a director level, account executive level, SDR level. I believe that solutions engineers are a critical part of the pre-sales process, and customer success managers as well, to keep clients happy. And really that's a critical role, because as you maintain contact with customers, I firmly believe every time a client has an interaction with a firm, you've got a chance to prove yourself as worthy of their business or not. And so those customer success roles are critical to staff with the right people who are intelligent and passionate and want to be working in this digital asset space. There's also need in the U.S., as I mentioned earlier, to be paying attention to the pending legislation and regulation. And so we will look to have staff that helps us pay attention to what's happening in Washington and be even a resource to those lawmakers, regulators, and legislators who are writing the next round of rules and legislation to manage and to regulate the burgeoning industry in the U.S. There are many different skill sets that are needed to make a complete service available to these U.S. entities. Those roles in the background and coming into those roles can have many different paths to get there. There's one attribute that is actually most passionate, and that is an understanding, belief, and maybe even a passion that the future of finance is going to be built on distributed ledgers.